Hello there, friends. This is Mr. Matt here with your children's sermon for this Sunday. And to help me out with the children's sermon, I have two little friends that are going to join us. First, I have Sylvia. Sylvia is a lovely unicorn, don't you think? Say hello, Sylvia. Hello. And I have my other friend, Mr. Pebbles. Now, Mr. Pebbles is a little dragon, but don't be scared. He's very, very friendly. So they're here to help me tell the children's sermon in which Jesus talks to us about forgiveness. So before we get to that, let me share a little bit about why my friends are here. So there was this time where Sylvia and I were just having a good old time when we were just playing. And we were carrying on and she said, "Hey, why don't you pretend to be the big monster?" And I was like, "Okay, Sylvia, that sounds great." So I was the monster, rah, and Sylvia was fighting me. No, stay away from the Magic Kingdom. And as we were playing along and I was doing this and she was doing that, she accidentally stabbed me, ow, with her horn. And it really, really hurt. And Miss Sylvia said, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Oh, my horn stabbed you. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. Can you ever forgive me? It was an accident. Please, please forgive me." And I said, "Well, of course, Sylvia, I'll forgive you. It was an accident and my finger will be okay. Just give it a little time so it's not so numb and everything will be fine." And she said, "Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for forgiving me." Well, then I had to leave because I had to go get some lunch ready. And then Mr. Pebbles came. And Mr. Pebbles was looking around and he saw Sylvia and he's like, "Hello, Sylvia. What are you up to today?" And Sylvia said, "Oh, I've just been playing with Mr. Matt and he had to go inside." Mr. Pebbles said, "Well, would you like to play with me?" And Sylvia said, "Sure. What would you like to play?" And he's like, "How about Protect the Magic Kingdom?" And she said, "Great, that's my favorite game." So Mr. Pebbles and Sylvia, they started playing, and Mr. Pebbles was trying to get into the Magic Kingdom and Sylvia was trying to keep him out, and they were having a good time and laughing and carrying on. And all of a sudden Mr. Pebbles got the giggles, and when he got the giggles, he started laughing and laughing and laughing, and suddenly a little burst of fire breath came out, whoosh, and it came and it kind of singed Miss Sylvia's lovely mane. And Miss Sylvia's like, oh my goodness. And Mr. Pebbles said, "I'm so sorry, Sylvia. I didn't mean for that to happen. I just was laughing and it got a little out of control and I'm so sorry. Can you ever forgive me?" And Miss Sylvia said, "No, I cannot. I can never forgive you for what you've done to my beautiful mane. Oh, this is terrible. Oh no." It's like, "Please, Sylvia, I'm so sorry. Forgive me." And she said, "No, I will never forgive you." And Mr. Pebbles went away. He was very sad. Well, I came back from fixing my lunch and saw Miss Sylvia, and I said, "Sylvia, are you okay? Your mane, it looks a little bit burned, a little singed. What happened?" She said, "Oh, I was playing with Mr. Pebbles, and Mr. Pebbles, whoa, he breathed fire on me, and he singed my mane." I was like, "Oh, well, did he mean to do it?" And she said, "No, it was an accident, but still, oh, look at this. I can never forgive him for what he's done." I said, "Well, if it was an accident, did he say he was sorry?" "Well, yes." And I said, "And did he apologize and ask you to forgive him?" "Well, yes, he did, but look at what happened. Oh, it's so terrible." And I said to her, "Now, Sylvia, just a little bit ago we were playing and you accidentally poked me with that very sharp horn of yours. And while it hurt me, I forgave you because it was an accident and we're friends, and I asked you if you could forgive me and you said yes. Shouldn't you do the same thing now for Mr. Pebbles?" Well, yes, I suppose I should. He is my friend and it was an accident." So I went and I got Mr. Pebbles and I brought him over. And he came and I said, "Sylvia." And Sylvia said, Mr. Pebbles, I was so upset and angry, and I didn't forgive you, and I really should have. I'm very sorry. Can you forgive me for not forgiving you?" And Mr. Pebbles laughed and he said, "Sure, Sylvia. I'm just sorry it happened, and I just want to be friends." "Me too. I forgive you." "And I forgive you." And they gave each other a careful hug so nobody got poked, and then they went off to play together. Now, this is what Jesus is talking about in his story in our lesson today about forgiveness. Peter asked Jesus, he said, if another Christian does something and hurts me, how many times should I forgive them? And Jesus says, you should forgive them 70 times, 7 times. You should just keep forgiving them. Because that's the way it is between us and God. As Christians, when we make a mistake, when we fall into sin or we do something that we shouldn't do, and we say to God, "God, we're sorry. We know we shouldn't have done that. Can you please forgive us?" Because God loves us so much, God says, "Yes, I forgive you." And God does that over and over and over again for us. And Jesus teaches us to do the same thing for other Christians. He teaches us to constantly forgive. When someone does something to us and it hurts our feelings or it hurts us, and they say, "I am so sorry that happened. Will you please forgive me?" Jesus teaches us that the answer is, yes, I will forgive you. Because as God has loved us, we're to love other people. And forgiveness is just an extension of that love. So, let's give it up for my two friends, Mr. Pebbles, yay, thank you, and Miss Sylvia, oh, nice to meet you all. And I hope that in the week ahead, you can find ways to be sure to forgive people when they do things to you and hurt your feelings. Because remember, forgiveness is just a part of loving God's people. All right, that's all we have time for today. I hope you stay healthy. And until we're back together again, remember how much God loves you. Remember how much your parish family loves you. And remember how much I love you too. All right, see you soon. Bye for now.